This is QTV News coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue. I am Jenna Bosonko. Thanks for joining us, and here are the main news headlines. 6 people and 23 animals died when a 7-passenger van traveling from Farafenni to Njayan Sanjal collided with a truck. The National Assembly has unanimously adopted the report of the Standing Committee on Public Petitions on the alleged corruption at the Gambia Ports Authority. A $7 million National Medicines Quality Control Laboratory to establish in Gambia, according to the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmadullah Samate. A new HIV and AIDS screening facility was inaugurated at the Fajara Barracks, presided over by the U.S. Ambassador to the Gambia and the Gambia's Defense Minister. And in news beyond our borders, United States Vice President Kamala Harris has visited Ghana as part of a week-long trip to Africa to establish stronger ties with African countries. Now, those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Do stay. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I am Jenna Bosonko. Now, 6 people and 23 ships died when a 7-passenger van traveling from Farafenni to Njayan Sanjal collided with a truck head-on. Don Williams visited the scene and he passed on his report.
The truck carrying ship was coming from Njayan Sanjal and traveling to the Combos, collided with a 7-passenger minivan. 5 people died on the spot, and the 6th, a child, later died in the hospital. Seni Diba, the PRO of Farafenni General Hospital, explains.
Around 4 in the evening, and being informed that there was an accident on the Kauru Highway, and we dispatched nurses and ambulance to go to the site, and there were 5 deaths instant, and 1 child already died at the hospital yesterday. So in total, we have 6 deaths, and 6 were treated and admitted to the hospital, and we have 2 that were referred to Banjul, and we have 4 treated and discharged since yesterday.
The driver of the 7-passenger van died on the spot. Ibu Turi, the driver of the truck, who was admitted at Farafenni General Hospital, explained how the accident happened.
We were heading to the Combos. As we were ascending the hill, there was a 7-passenger van coming towards us. Suddenly, the front tire of my truck burst. I tried to control the vehicle, but any side I swayed, the van also swayed in the same direction until the 2 vehicles collided. One of the 2 passengers in the front seat of my truck died. For the rest, I don't know, because I was unconscious and came to realize that I was in the hospital.
Yoro saw a passenger in the truck who survived the accident, had this to say.
I was sitting in front of the vehicle with the driver and another passenger. When the tire burst, our driver tried to avoid the 7-passenger van. He left his lane and went to the right. The 7-passenger van also swerved to the right. Then we collided.
Gambia remains high on the list of countries with fatal road accident numbers. There continues to be debate and discussion. However, it remains to be seen how much action will be implemented to remedy the situation. Don Williams, QTV News, Farafenni.
Very unfortunate situation there. May their souls rest in Jannah. Now, the National Assembly has unanimously adopted the report of the Standing Committee on Public Petitions on the alleged corruption at the Gambia Ports Authority and requested the authority to make public its internal reports of alleged corruption within the institution. Julden Jai has more.
This petition, filed by 2 Gambians, namely Mohamed El Dabo of Combo Central and Tijan Ba of Sandu District, was presented to the National Assembly on the 28th of June 2022. The Office of the Clerk of the National Assembly referred it to the committee for review. While considering the petition, the petitioners were summoned to appear before the committee on the 28th of July 2022 to shed light on the petition, clarify issues of concern to members of the committee, and make available evidence to support the committee in its findings. The committee then heard from the witnesses, including the management of the Gambia Ports Authority on the 22nd of July 2022 and its managing director on the 22nd of October 2022. The standing committee tabled its report on the matter on Monday. It contained their recommendations and observations. Suaibu Toure, chairman of the committee, highlights the committee's recommendations.
The Gambia Ports Authority GPA were involved in massive theft and fraud, leading to the disappearance of millions of dollars. Employees at the rating unit were allegedly issuing fake receipts, undercutting fees, and collecting bribes and inducements. Between 2020 and 2022, the alleged fraudsters were stealing $4 million per week through these corrupt practices, according to allegations. When news of the corruption was leaked to the media, the GPA management hastily constituted an internal investigative panel to look into the matter in response to public outrage and concern. The panel's report and recommendations were handed to the GPA management on the 16th of March 2022, but the GPA management refused to release the findings in their entirety and the names of the investigative panel members. As a result of the GPA's deliberate act to conceal this vital information from the public.
After the contribution by the members, the Assembly unanimously adopted the report without amendments. For QTV News, I am Julden Jai.
From that, the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Lamin Samate, told lawmakers that the Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the World Bank, are to establish a $7 million National Medicines Quality Control Laboratory. Julden Jai again.
Gambia's health minister was responding to questions of the Select Committee on Health, Disaster and Humanitarian Relief Parliamentary Inquiry on the acute kidney injury which led to the death of more than 70 Gambian children.
MCA is working with the Ministry of Health to get the QC lab, Quality Control Lab, established through the support of the World Bank. We already have a farm doing the drawings and a farm for construction is being sought. This lab will also include a food quality control component as well. The land is already available and construction work will soon start.
The committee also recommends governments should harmonize the pharmacy regulations in line with the rest of the West African region and encourages health workers to meet routinely for on-the-spot assessments.
Our responses. MCA is in collaboration with the regulatory agencies in Nigeria and Ghana. With regards to the harmonization of regulations, MCA is already involved with the WAHO, that's West African Health Organization, harmonization initiatives and program. Ministry of Health is also working to review the laws in line with the Africa region. A legal firm has already been hired to coordinate this process.
The committee also recommends for the Ministry of Higher Education to establish a school of pharmacy at the University of the Gambia to train more pharmacists and strengthen regulatory and healthcare delivery institutions.
The university has already agreed to proceed and World Bank is ready to support the process. The postgraduate committee at the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, EFSTH, has been supporting the process.
On the need for government to strengthen Medicines Control Agency's capacity with the financial assistance, infrastructure and human resources for more effective and efficient implementation of its regulatory functions, Dr. Samata responded that this will be difficult to ensure as the current budget does not allow recruitment of additional staff and the operational budget has not been increased for 2023. The Health Sector Committee also said that due to the high cost of medicines in the Gambia, which is partly due to the testing and importation payments levied on importers, the MCA should consider reducing the cost of medicines for the public by collecting payments for testing in local currency.
Our responses. MCA is working with Ministry of Health to get the quality control, that's QC lab, established through the support of the World Bank. The collection of registration fees in US dollars, USD, is important for MCA as the testing laboratories being engaged need to be paid in US dollars or other hard currencies. However, consultations will continue to look for amicable ways in dealing with the challenge.
The committee stated that they will further investigate matters affecting the effective and efficient operation and administration of the Medicines Control Agency. In response, the minister said this is welcome as it will help to strengthen the MCA. For QTV News, I am Julden Jai.
Good news there from that story by Julden Jai. We'll now go for a short commercial break, and when we return, we have local and international news. Do stay.
As the fastest growing GSM company in the Gambia, QCell has the widest 4G plus coverage in the country, 3 times faster internet speed than our competitors. So switch now and dial *335# and enjoy what true 4G feels like. QCell, Gambia's trusted network.
To make sure your company's products and services reach your potential customers, it is essential that you choose the right channel for your marketing purposes. QTV has the widest reach locally and beyond, and we can give your business the visibility it needs. Call QTV Marketing on +220 324 4444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm and take your business to the world.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I am Jenna Bosonko. Now, still on local news, the U.S. ambassador to the Gambia, Cheryl L. Koroma, and the Gambia's Defense Minister, Serigne Modou Njie, presided over the opening of a new HIV and AIDS screening facility at the Fajara Barracks on Wednesday. Alusi Say has more.
The new facility at the Fajara Military Barracks is earmarked to boost the Gambia Armed Forces Medical Services HIV/AIDS prevention program, supported by the United States Department of Defense HIV/AIDS prevention program and Hands-on Care as implementing partners. The event also saw the handing over of a new Toyota pickup vehicle to the GAF HIV/AIDS prevention program. The new facility is expected to accelerate and augment HIV services for the military, their family members, and civilians. Sharon L. Krumah, the U.S. Ambassador to the Gambia, and retired Brigadier General Serigne Modou Njie, the Gambia's Minister of Defense, welcomed the facility as a great achievement in the country's efforts to combat HIV/AIDS.
In the past 2 years, the U.S. Department of Defense's DHAP program has helped test over 11,000 Gambians for HIV/AIDS and ensured that hundreds of Gambians living with HIV received life-saving treatments. We have supported the refurbishment of 8 military health clinics to date.
I have been informed that some of the areas of intervention, notably are the help in the procurement and maintenance of consumables and supplies for GAF laboratories for proper diagnosis.
This facility is the second such facility after the one at Indom Barracks. Dr. Paseku Bojang, Director, Hands-on Care, and Navy Captain Sambu Barrow, deputizing for the Chief of Defense Staff of the Gambia Armed Forces, applauded the U.S. government's consistent support to the Gambia Armed Forces. They called for proper upkeep of the facility and the new vehicle.
The U.S. government, through the support received from the United States Department of Defense HIV and AIDS Prevention Program, DHAP, have been the sole sponsor and are still the Gambia Armed Forces HIV and AIDS program since inception in July 2005. And we are sincerely grateful for the continuous and unwavering support being received, and that has really maintained the viability of our program.
Alpha Khan, Acting Director of the National AIDS Secretariat, encouraged military officers to know their status now that such a clinic is at their disposal.
HIV and AIDS continue to harm militaries across Africa. I don't need to come up with the percentage. We know that very well. And in that, we need to go deep into the military. Screen everyone. It's not compulsory. It's voluntary. But try by utmost best and screen everyone. So anyone found positive, be on treatment.
Lieutenant Colonel Abdullah Mane, Gas Battalion, Fayara Barracks, and Colonel Dr. Alkali Kante, Director of GAF Medical Services and Coordinator of the AIDS Prevention Program, promised proper upkeep of the facility to serve its intended purpose. With the inauguration of this latest facility, it is hoped similar clinics will be made available in other military barracks. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
$26 million worth of items and 2 newly built apartments, plus a partially finished one, were handed over on Tuesday to the Police High Command at its training grounds in Banjulinding. Lolly M. Kamara attended the event and she now reports.
The donation is to enhance the capacities of the police officers. The items presented include 1 anti-riot van, 320 pairs of boots, 400 tactical gloves, 400 batons, 200 protective vests, 65 nuclear, biological, chemical or NBC masks, 200 riot suits, and 100 radios with accessories, all donated by the German police support team to the Gambia. The Assistant Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Abba, emphasized the need for and importance of this equipment, adding that since the inception of this project, the police force has received significant capacity building materials from the German police support team and partners.
The Gambia Police Force have immensely benefited and continue to benefit from several trainings and capacity building programs such as public order management, traffic management, crime scene force responder basic course, forensic courses, sexual and gender-based violence courses, and many other specialized trainings offered by the project.
Sebastian Eisenhardt, head of project GPST, acknowledged that a lot has been achieved over the years, but says more needs to be done. Mr. Eisenhardt gave assurances of the GPST's continuous support.
Let me give you an outlook to the support we have planned for the next 2 years. Germany will invest over $200 million in the Gambia Police Force in the form of trainings, equipment and construction again, training in the areas of specialized intervention unit, traffic police, crime scene management, leadership management and many more. More equipment aid, such as vehicles, riot gear, crime lab gear, traffic police gear and others.
Asan Tangara, Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Interior, and Mamadou Sow, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, on behalf of the IGP, gave assurances that the equipment presented will reach the intended recipients.
On behalf of the Gambia, the government and people of the Gambia, I say very thank you for your support to the Gambian Police Force, and your team, the government. We are appreciative of your support, and through your support, we have been able to accomplish most of our goals. Your support has truly make a difference for the Gambia Police Force.
In our own world, I don't know whether it happens in others, there is this saying that teach the man how to catch fish, but do not give the man fish every day. Because any day you don't have fish to give him, it's going to be a problem. And this is exactly what the GPST is doing. They are not teaching us, or they are not giving us fish every day. They would have given us those 100 and those 26 million, yes. But what they are doing exactly is teaching us how to catch fish. They train and equip.
After the official inauguration, dignitaries, including senior officials, were taken on a conducted tour of the facility, which includes a dormitory, an officers' mess, toilets, and some offices. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
From that story by Lolly M. Kamara, now let's take a look at news beyond our borders. Now, the United States Vice President Kamala Harris has visited Ghana as part of a week-long trip to Africa to establish stronger ties with African countries to carve out a new era for U.S.-Africa relations. Mohamed Balde has more.
Kamala Harris arrived in Ghana on Sunday, the 26th of March, to be greeted by a parade of dancers and drummers dressed in the traditional Ghanaian kente cloth. The trip is of great significance as Vice President Harris is now the highest-ranking member of President Biden's government to visit the continent. In remarks following her arrival, Harris spoke about her enthusiasm towards the possibilities that could emerge from the United States supporting Ghana to empower its youth. The intention of the U.S. is to place a spotlight on Africa to encourage American businesses to invest in the continent. Later this week, Harris will travel to Zambia and Tanzania as the U.S. attempts to strengthen its regional relationships in the continent, especially as Russian and Chinese influence grows in the region. However, Harris stressed that U.S. interests in African nations extend beyond solely competing with their counterparts across the globe. Harris announced $100 million in assistance for the continent and pledged that the U.S. is committed to fostering its relations with African countries. A further $139 million of aid has also been requested from Congress. Harris also shared some statements in support of the LGBTQ population in Ghana, but was met with criticism from Ghanaian lawmakers as they are currently discussing the promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian Family Value Bill, which will criminalize advocacy for gay rights and proposes longer jail sentences for those that identify as LGBTQ. Reporting for QTV News, I am Mohamed Balde.
From that story by Mohamed Balde, I'm afraid that is all we have time for, but let's recap our main headlines before we leave. 6 people and 23 animals have died when a 7-passenger van traveling from Farafenni to Njayan Sanjal collided with a truck. The National Assembly has unanimously adopted the report of the Standing Committee on Public Petitions on the alleged corruption at the Gambia Ports Authority. A $7 million National Medicines Quality Control Laboratory to establish in Gambia, according to the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmad Lamin Samate. A new HIV and AIDS screening facility was inaugurated at the Fajara Barracks, presided over by U.S. Ambassador to the Gambia and the Gambia's Defense Minister. And in international news, the United States Vice President Kamala Harris has visited Ghana as part of a week-long trip to Africa to establish stronger ties with the African countries. Well, that is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Do join us tomorrow, same time for more news. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs.